I was a big Spider-Man fan when I was growing up. I wasn't. I didn't. To be honest with you, I wasn't even really aware of any other comic books. I grew up. I was into Cowboys and Indians, and I was into Spider-Man. I was into soccer, and I was very sort of outdoors. But when I obviously was very, very aware of the X world, obviously. But I then married Rogue, which really helped. And I had no choice but to completely sort of immerse myself in her world. And we were doing a job in Toronto earlier this year, January, February. And the script came in, and I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was a really excellent way of sort of joining on to this universe and telling this story. And I had one of those things. Do you guys know what an exploding link is?
Exploding link?
An exploding link.
No.
I had 2 hours to read it, and when you're reading it online, you have to read it online, and after 2 hours it disappears. And I got them to put the link back up again so that Anna could read it, and because I wanted her advice and what she thought, and she was fantastic. She loved it. She thought it was a brilliant addition to the world. As I'm sure we'll talk about, there's certain reasons why it's different, and so I think it. I was really into it. It's Bryan Singer who directed X-Men, and
multiple times.
4 times he's worked with Anna. And he's done even more than that, of course, because he did not First Class, but anyway, he's done a lot.
Yeah, he did the first one, I think the second one, and then he left for the third one.
Yes.
And then
he did the 4th one, then somebody else did First Class,
someone
didn't
did First Class,
and then
he came
did
after and did the next 2.
Yes.
That's a lot of
It's a lot.
X-Men.
It's a lot of X in your world. And so, yeah. And it just felt like I couldn't say no. And it wasn't that I was even necessarily looking at the time, but it was very fortuitous.